Less than 30 minutes ago, hundreds of National Guard troops landed in Greensboro, checking in for processing, getting ready to assist in support of this winter storm. WFMY News 2's Tanya Rivera sent us video showing sleet coming down in Kernersville. It's difficult to see, but you can certainly hear it. A viewer in Colfax shared this video of sleet already starting to stick on the ground, and once it freezes, it will certainly cause some issues. This dangerous winter storm has certainly posed over us and will continue to develop worsening conditions. You can see in our live look tonight over Greensboro. You can't see it, but it is there, and it will continue to intensify. Thank you for joining us on WFMY Plus. I'm Chad Silber. The flurries, the sleet, starting to come down across parts of the state. We do have a live look from Banner Elk coming up here in just a second, where you can see it's starting to accumulate on the ground there. We will see some of that as it pushes here over the next couple of hours. Meantime, as we mentioned, hundreds of National Guard troops have been deployed across North Carolina to help emergencies responders as we continue to see this storm grow in size. The agency says it has more than 450 troops on standby and about 180 vehicles ready to go once the storm hits. Distribution units are delivering equipment and critical supplies to staging areas as well. About an hour ago, Guilford County Emergency Management activated its operations center to a full level in anticipation of what's to come. They're working with Duke Energy and High Point, closely monitoring power outages across the Triad. Right now, Duke Energy is reporting more than 800 people without power in Forsyth County. Now, it's important to note that this outage is due to equipment going offline. We don't know if it's related to the weather at all. We do know that it is because equipment has gone offline. The wind gust itself not powerful enough to knock out the power just yet. Taking a live look at roads, of course, this is going to be one of the first of many impacts. We're not going to take a look at that, but just know that DOT crews from across the state on down will have road workers across the area to lay down 2.5 million gallons of brine. Governor Josh Stein spoke about how the state is preparing. He says crews are ready to salt and plow the roads once the storm makes impact. He also says the greatest concerns: unsafe roads and power outages for days.
We expect the temperature to fall below freezing every night for the next 7 days. That means whatever ice or snow that turns to slush during the day will freeze again overnight. Black ice will remain a risk in many places into next week. So plan for the possibility that you'll be stuck at home for a few days.
He stressed staying off the roads and not driving unless you absolutely have to. The city of Greensboro has an interactive snow removal route map on its website so you can keep track of the progress in real time. Of course, this will all happen after everything falls and they're able to start looking at and assessing the roads and what can be done to fix them. From now until the storm passes, we will be writing it out with you, tracking it live. Let's get right out to Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley, who's tracking it with us.
And Chad, outside right now, you can probably hear it as I give this report. We're just getting pelted by sleet. If you can hear it, it's sleet. Snow is silent, as we all know, and that's what's enchanting about it. But sleet is super noisy, and that's what's coming down outside right now. Our temperature is about 20 degrees, so all of this is just going to be staying around as it accumulates around the area. The radar, just over the last 90 minutes, has completely filled in. I remember it wasn't long ago that a lot of us were saying, well, when's it going to start? Well, here it is. And unfortunately, you look at the clock, it's 8 o'clock or so right now. We've got about 24 hours to go, at least. This is going to be a long event. You're going to want to buckle up here and just kind of go through this with us. A lot of this is coming down heavily at the moment, and our radar coloring it in as snow. That's not really what's happening. As we can tell you, a lot of this is falling as sleet, which indicates there's a little bit of that warm air above the ground. And when that melts the snowflake, you can't get it back. It gets frozen up, hits the ground as these ice pellets. Now, we'd like to keep it sleet as long as we can throughout tomorrow. The longer we see freezing rain, that's when we're more at risk for power outages, down trees, and the like. And that's going to be a big mess across the state of North Carolina. So we widen out the view. This is a big storm, just huge in size. It goes all the way back here to the Gulf Coast. We see it still impacting places like Texas, like Oklahoma, all across the Ohio Valley as well. So it's pretty much a storm that's affecting half the country. And with the sleet that's falling right now, this is the first part of the storm. As we go into the night tonight, we're going to continue to see this falling, going to continue to see it start to accumulate a little bit. So from Burlington to Greensboro to High Point to Lexington, 1 to 2 inches, that's possible before it's all said and done. And that's pretty impressive. That's a big amount of sleet. Farther north, maybe 2 to 3 inches is possible. So a lot of this is actually going to stick. And once it does, it's going to be with us for a long time. So think of that as the base layer. That's your base layer of sleet here. Unfortunately, we're going to add a big crusty coating on top of all of that. There's a big risk of freezing rain as we go throughout the night tonight. Sorry, not the night tonight, but tomorrow especially. This is mostly tomorrow morning through tomorrow evening that we have to be concerned about icing. That's called freezing rain. Freezing rain is regular old rain that hits the ground, freezes on contact. So every day here has a little bit of a different impact for you. Overnight tonight, the impact, roads getting slick. For tomorrow, that's our day of storm coverage. Of course, icy roads will be a problem. Power outage risks start to build up as the ice builds up on the trees and on the power lines. Monday, the storm is all done, but we still have winds that'll be picking up, and that could add extra issues. And then Tuesday, the concern are those bitterly cold temperatures heading into the morning, right around 5 to 10 degrees around the area. Futurecast, let's take a look at how you go hour by hour through the rest of this storm. It has us staying sleet from now through about midnight and beyond. But overnight tonight, you see here, this is around 5, 6 a.m. It has that freezing rain creeping in here at about 5 or 6 in the morning. And then getting through the afternoon, we're going to continue to see that. So that's going to be a tough part of tomorrow, is that we're going to add so much ice to whatever has already fallen. And so that's when we really need to be watching carefully about the power outage problems, the tree problems, and all of those concerns for our area. Going through Sunday and Sunday night, we're going to be assessing the situation, see how bad it was, and then we deal with the aftermath going into Monday and Tuesday. So I would say be ready or prepared at least to possibly lose power sometime tomorrow. You won't lose it tonight, at least not from the weather. We heard about that one outage in Winston-Salem. There's no reason for ice to be already causing power outages, but you can have power outages for other reasons. Winter weather impacts, ice, travel, power, all bordering on the extreme for our area. And I know that sounds wild, but truly, I don't know how well we can communicate half an inch of ice. It's an enormous amount. And if we are to get that, it's going to be a storm that we remember for many, many years. Wind gusts will be an issue on Monday, maybe a little bit into Tuesday. We've got a couple of breezy days to say the least, and then the temperatures getting bitterly, bitterly cold by Tuesday morning. That's something we're going to be watching very, very nervously as well. So we have our weather impact alert now, tomorrow, also into Monday and Tuesday. And a lot of that is because of the issues when it comes to the aftermath of the storm, the icy roads, the loss of power, and potentially really dangerously low temperatures.
Tim, thank you. Obviously, the power is one of the main concerns, and the power going out. And WFMY News 2's Lauren Tier is live in Winston-Salem tonight, where a lot of those utility workers are staging, just waiting to be called out. Lauren.
Right, these utility trucks right here are staging, ready to roll out if need be. But there are nearly 900 customers of Duke Energy here in the Winston-Salem area who are currently without power. The cause of that power outage is not weather related, but I do imagine the people who are going through that are probably pretty cold inside as that outage started just a few hours ago. We do know that crews are working on hopefully getting that power back. Still, if the power outages should lead into later this night or even tomorrow, if that ice does come, again, there are staged crews here in Winston-Salem ready to roll out. As you can see right now, maybe you can see it at this point, there is sleet coming down. It's been coming down for the past few hours here in Winston-Salem. I don't know if you can hear it, but it definitely is making a noise in the trees. I can see it bouncing off the ground. In fact, when I move my feet a little bit, it's getting a little slippery even on this concrete here. It's kind of hard to see accumulation because it is so dark out. Nonetheless, it is still coming down. It hasn't really let up at all since we've been here, since it started, like I said, maybe about 2.5-ish hours ago. Nonetheless, all of these crews and the linemen who are running these trucks behind me have been preparing. There's not much action going on right now, but every maybe half hour or so, different crews come in, check on the trucks, do different things. They fill up tanks, they come and put tarps on the tops of the trucks, and again, just make sure that everything is prepared and ready to go should they be needed. Again, if that ice comes, we do know that that could cause some pretty long-lasting power outages in the area. Of course, these crews here, this is about 100 trucks, are just some of the about 18,000 crews that have pulled into the Piedmont Triad to assist should those power outages become a problem. Like I said, right now, sleet still falling in Winston-Salem. We will, of course, continue to bring you live coverage of what this weather looks like as it continues to roll into this area. Live in Forsyth County, Lauren Tier, WFMY News 2.
Lauren, I know you were mentioning probably about an hour ago that it was really just kind of starting. And has it really picked up at all, or has it been pretty steady since you've been out there?
Well, that's kind of the interesting thing, Chad. Like I said, it's been over 2 hours at this point, actually, and it feels to me like it hasn't picked up much. I feel like it's been pretty consistent, and by that I mean I can see it falling pretty clearly. Earlier in one of the shows, I said I got out of the car and it was kind of pelting me in the face. Still pelting me in the face. It's still coming down for sure, but nothing too crazy. Just been pretty consistent for these past couple hours or so.